First and foremost, good evening. I am Ambria Montgomery. Yes, I have had a good experience that turned out to be a lesson learned. I am from Mississippi, where I was born and raised, lived majority of my life. 3 years ago, I moved to Memphis, Tennessee after receiving my barber's license, and I started off working in warehouses until I could find a nice, comfortable hair salon to work in. While living in Memphis, I worked in multiple warehouses because it was just so easy to get a job. I ended up working in this one warehouse where I met a random girl and we both became close. So one day we were talking and I asked, "Who does your hair?" She goes on to say, "Oh, my sister owns a hair salon." So at that point, I got excited and I immediately told her, "Will you please ask her, may I work in her hair salon?" So after she gave me her sister's name, I looked her up on Facebook and realized we were already friends on Facebook. In other words, the young lady that I met and became close with, she ended up telling her sister about me, and her sister told her to tell me to give her a call. So the next day I gave her a call. She had already checked my Facebook page out, and I literally post all of my hairstyles on Facebook. So she was very pleased with what she saw and how professional I was, especially with my clients. She told me that I could come by to meet her and her team, which was about 10 licensed stylists. She explains to me the do's and the don'ts, and the don'ts were to not, well, one of the don'ts were to not talk about booth rent amongst each other. So about a week later, I started and I was new in the area, which means my business was kind of slow. So as months went by, I started to gain clients. Each week, my clients grew tremendously. So a couple of months went by, and this particular month, I noticed that my boss's conversations were getting very short with me. Good morning, and Bria turned into completely ignoring me. Once she walked past my station, I was very curious to know why would my boss, the one lady who I looked up to, why would she be ignoring me? And I asked her something just to simply see what her statement would be. She also had a guy who she called the manager of the shop, and he handled business or things that she didn't want to handle, and was the barber, by the way. One day she called a shop meeting, and I was all for it. I actually love shop meetings because you could express the way you feel or things that you felt some type of way that was going on in the shop that no one knew about. So the day of the shop meeting, the only people who showed up were myself and the barber, who was supposed to be the manager. He went on to say that, well, I guess we should start the shop meeting. I was like, well, where is everyone else? Where is the shop owner? He said, I don't know. I don't know if anyone else is coming. So we should go ahead and start the shop meeting. So the very first statement he made was, "You don't come to work." At that very moment, I realized that this meeting was all for me. It was not about anyone else. It was all for me. And then he said, "You haven't paid your booth rent." I told him, well, if our boss had been speaking or communicating with me, then she would know that I have been going through a few things. And therefore, months earlier, I paid her extra because I was afraid there would come a time where business would get slow for me. So he told me he didn't know anything about that. All he knew was that I have not paid my booth rent in 2 weeks. I told him, well, I've been trying to communicate with her and she has not said a word to me. My heart was definitely broken because I honestly thought that my relationship with her was 100%. I immediately ended the meeting, packed all of my things, paid my booth rent that they say I owed without looking back. And that was a lesson learned. And it was also motivation all at once. I cried until I couldn't cry anymore. And now, 6 months later, here I am. I am a business owner. I am a business owner of Bria's Beauty Lounge. This feeling that I have right now has completely overpowered that moment that I had the day of the shop meeting. And for that, I am very grateful. Thank you for watching. See you later.